WWE Evolution 2 is officially happening on July 13th in Atlanta. But from the moment it was announced, something felt off, and now, just days before the show, reports are leaking. WWE is not happy, the talent is not happy, and behind the scenes, Evolution 2 is turning into one big mess. Let's break down exactly how WWE fumbled this, why female wrestlers are frustrated, and what this says about WWE's current state of creative and booking for the women's division. This isn't about complaints on Twitter. This is from inside the locker room, real frustration, a real confusion, and some real disrespect. WWE announced Evolution 2 during a random SmackDown promo 3 months ago. No teaser, no build, no special reveal. Just, hey, we're doing it again, and that was it. Compare that to the original Evolution in 2018, which had months of hype, massive marketing pushes, and big names from the past and present. This time, no posters, no major PR, no build-up on weekly shows. Fans didn't even realize it was real until tickets quietly went on sale. And when those tickets dropped, the numbers told the story. According to reports, WWE has struggled to move seats for the event at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. It's a solid venue, but even after weeks of availability, ticket sales are way below what WWE expected. Some sections of the arena remain completely unsold. WWE tried to course correct. They added a few more names to the card, hinted at some potential legends appearing, and posted generic hype clips on social media, but the damage was already done. No buzz, no headlines, just silence. The fans didn't turn away because they hate women's wrestling. They turned away because WWE didn't give them a reason to care. Multiple sources are now reporting that several current WWE Women's Division stars are privately disappointed with how Evolution 2 is being handled. Some were under the impression that WWE had scrapped the event altogether. Others found out about their participation just weeks before the date. There was no clear match structure, no strong creative direction, and no meaningful storylines tying into the event until very recently. WWE didn't even begin setting up feuds for the show until about 3 weeks out. And when those stories did start, they were weak, forced, throwaway matches between names that haven't had meaningful build in months. Some of the biggest names on the roster are being left off entirely, while others are being shoehorned into last-minute tag matches. There's also been internal frustration from veterans who fought for this event years ago, only to see it return with little effort behind it. Some have reportedly said it feels like WWE is only doing Evolution 2 to check a box, and not because they genuinely believe in the concept anymore. When the people working the show aren't excited, how do you expect the fans to be? Another problem? WWE booked Evolution 2 on the same weekend as multiple other wrestling events. AEW is running Collision with a strong women's main event the same night. There's also a major UFC card that weekend, one that WWE's own fans are overlapping with more and more now that Endeavor owns both brands. Like, even some local indie shows in Atlanta are drawing better buzz than Evolution right now. WWE knew the calendar, they knew the risks, but they went ahead anyway. And now it's affecting how Evolution is being viewed, not as a centerpiece event, but as a filler card stuck between bigger, louder shows. Even worse, because this is an all-women's card, the perception becomes that WWE's women's division isn't strong enough to compete, when in reality, it's WWE's promotion and presentation that are failing, not the talent itself. It's a self-inflicted PR wound. And the longer it goes unaddressed, the worse it looks for WWE. One of the biggest criticisms of WWE over the last year has been how the women's division has been booked. Titles changing hands randomly, champions disappearing for weeks, tag belts treated like afterthoughts. And now they're trying to fix all of that in one night. It's not going to happen. Instead of building Evolution 2 as the payoff to a long, consistent build, WWE is treating it like a Band-Aid, hoping that one good night will cover up 6 months of confusion. For example, the rumored main event is a triple threat match involving Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Tiffany Stratton. All three are talented, all three deserve the spotlight, but this match was thrown together with barely any emotional build. Compare that to 2018, where Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair had months of animosity leading up to their last woman standing match, a match that felt earned. Now, everything feels rushed, and rushed storytelling never works, no matter how good the talent is in the ring. WWE has quietly reached out to several legends to appear at Evolution 2, including Trish Stratus, Lita, and even Beth Phoenix. Some may make in-ring appearances, others may just show up for promos or cameos, but even that's not locked in. Because Evolution was announced so late and handled so quietly, some legends didn't even have it on their radar. Trish, for example, is reportedly filming a side project and may not even be available. Without guaranteed big names to boost interest, WWE is relying entirely on the current roster to draw attention, but they haven't given that roster enough fuel. Even if a few legends do show up, they can't carry the whole show. Fans want legacy and momentum. Right now, WWE has neither. That's the question fans are starting to ask. WWE's current handling of Evolution 2 has made people wonder if this is the company's quiet way of phasing out dedicated women's events altogether. Do they want it to fail? Are they putting in the bare minimum so they can justify not doing it again? In 2018, Evolution was used to send a clear message: the women's division matters and it's here to stay. In 2025, Evolution is being used like a footnote, a minor card wedged into the schedule just to say they did it. And that's not good enough, because WWE's roster of female talent right now is arguably more stacked than ever. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Asuka, Liv Morgan, the list goes on. These aren't filler wrestlers, these are stars, main eventers. But if WWE doesn't treat them like it, why would the audience? The scariest part of this isn't just the short-term failure of Evolution 2, it's the long-term message it sends. WWE has worked for years to rebuild trust with fans who felt the women's division was being sidelined. They added more TV time, improved match quality, and even gave women the WrestleMania main event slot. But all of that progress is fragile. It only takes a few missteps, like this Evolution rollout, for people to start losing faith again. And if this event fails to deliver, WWE may use that failure as an excuse to never try it again. According to multiple internal sources and talent-adjacent reports, a handful of current WWE women have voiced disappointment over how Evolution 2 has been treated. Off-camera, behind closed doors, some were reportedly blindsided by the announcement. They weren't even notified ahead of time before the public heard it. Others had no idea whether they'd even be booked for the show until weeks after the reveal. That kind of confusion doesn't just disrupt preparation, it kills momentum. One unnamed superstar said the company didn't even make the creative team available to them until 2 weeks before the event. Another stated that she hadn't been on TV in over a month and found out she'd be in a multi-woman tag match with no storyline build, no promo time, and no direction. A few even questioned whether it was worth flying out their families for the event. If they were going to be given filler matches, that didn't matter. Some veterans, including those who were part of the first Evolution, are the most vocal. They feel like they fought hard to prove women could main event and carry full shows, only to see WWE throw the second edition together with less care than a regular episode of Raw. One source even said the phrase used backstage was, "If it bombs, we'll just say we tried." That kind of attitude filters down fast, and it's killing morale. Let's look at the rumored match card. The main event is set to be Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Tiffany Stratton. That's a solid lineup, but there's no real story, no personal feud, no emotional weight. Then there's Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. Again, a match we've already seen on Raw, SmackDown, and multiple PLEs. The feud is cold, the angle is tired, it's just there to fill a spot. Rhea Ripley, still out due to injury. Charlotte Flair, not cleared. Bayley, rumored to be hosting, not wrestling. So what's left? Tag matches, filler matches, veterans being thrown into nostalgic segments that mean nothing long-term. WWE hasn't built this card like an Evolution. It feels more like a best-of show that never had a best to begin with. Even the production crew reportedly said they were told this wouldn't be a top priority broadcast, just something to push through and wrap. That kind of messaging leaks, and fans feel it even if they don't hear it directly. There's still time, but barely. If WWE wants to salvage Evolution 2, they need to go full sprint right now. That means immediately booking strong, emotionally charged matches that matter. It means bringing in at least 2 major legends, not just for cameos, but for meaningful segments. It means putting stories behind the matches, not just lineups. They should have announced this show during WrestleMania season. They should have used Money in the Bank to build feuds that would peak at Evolution. They should have had champions calling each other out, surprise call-ups from NXT and actual tension. But they didn't, and now they're paying the price. WWE had 7 years to follow up one of their most important shows, and they waited until the last minute to care. Now, Evolution 2 is looking more like a rushed checklist than a celebration of women's wrestling. The card is weak, the build is lazy, and the talent knows it. If WWE wants fans to believe in the women's division, they need to start acting like it matters, not just once a year, but every single week. If you found this breakdown helpful, like the video and subscribe. We'll keep covering what actually goes on behind the WWE curtain, not just what they show on TV.